Along Alaska's southern coast, glaciers descend from the mountains directly into the sea. These moving rivers of ice shape coastlines, regulate ocean temperatures, and record centuries of climate history within their frozen layers. Their slow advance and retreat define the rhythm of the land, reminding us that here, the landscape itself is alive and constantly in motion. Anchorage is Alaska's largest city, where modern infrastructure meets an unforgiving environment. Daily life here balances efficiency and resilience, shaped by long winters and short summers. The city functions as a logistical and cultural hub, connecting remote regions to the wider world while remaining closely tied to the land that surrounds it. Across Alaska's vast tundra, small settlements exist far from roads and cities. These communities rely on seasonal access, local knowledge, and deep familiarity with the land. Daily routines are shaped by weather, daylight, and isolation, creating a way of life defined by adaptation rather than convenience. Fishing is one of Alaska's economic backbones, connecting coastal towns to global markets. The work is methodical and regulated, shaped by seasons and sustainability limits. Here, livelihoods depend not on speed or scale, but on timing, experience, and respect for the ocean's cycles. Along Alaska's coasts, Indigenous communities maintain traditions rooted in the sea. Daily activities reflect generations of environmental knowledge, passed down through observation and practice. Life here is closely tied to seasonal rhythms, where cultural continuity and environmental awareness remain inseparable. The Boreal forest stretches across Alaska's interior, acting as one of the planet's largest carbon stores. This quiet landscape supports countless species while moderating climate extremes. Beneath its still appearance lies a complex system where soil, water, and vegetation are tightly interconnected. Juneau is Alaska's political center, combining governance with small city life. With no road connections, movement depends on air and sea. Despite its isolation, the city operates as a functional capital, where administration, community, and daily routines coexist. Alaska's food culture reflects its environment. Local ingredients such as salmon, king crab, and game meats shape daily meals rather than elaborate recipes. Preservation methods like smoking and freezing remain common, influenced by climate and season. Food here is practical, deeply regional, and closely tied to availability rather than trend. Alaska's rivers respond directly to seasonal shifts. Freeze, thaw, and flow reshape landscapes and determine access routes for both wildlife and people. These waterways are not static features, but living systems that define movement across the land. Traditional hunting in Alaska is rooted in respect, restraint, and knowledge passed through generations. Activities follow strict seasonal and cultural guidelines. These practices prioritize sustainability, ensuring that subsistence remains aligned with environmental balance. Alaska's volcanic regions reveal the forces shaping the land beneath the surface. These landscapes are reminders of geological activity that continues quietly, influencing terrain, soil, and ecosystems. Even in stillness, the ground here tells a story of constant change. For many Alaskan communities, airstrips are the primary connection to the outside world. Flights deliver food, medicine, and people across vast distances. These runways, carved into remote landscapes, define access, opportunity, and survival in regions where roads do not exist. Weather in Alaska shifts quickly, reshaping visibility, movement, and decision-making. Storm fronts travel unobstructed across open terrain, influencing travel, wildlife behavior, and human activity. Understanding these patterns is essential to living safely in the north. Mining plays a measured role in Alaska's economy, operating under strict environmental and logistical constraints. Sites are often isolated, requiring careful planning and limited seasonal access. Industrial activity here remains closely bound to geography and climate. Traditional crafts in Alaska carry practical and cultural significance. Created from locally sourced materials, these objects reflect deep environmental understanding. Craftsmanship here is not decorative, it is functional knowledge shaped by generations. Glacial rivers carry finely ground sediment from the mountains to the sea. Their deltas expand and shift constantly, creating fertile zones for marine life. These waterways link ice, land, and ocean into a single evolving system. Markets in Alaska reflect regional supply and seasonal access. Shelves carry a mix of local goods and imported essentials. Shopping becomes a routine shaped by logistics rather than abundance, reinforcing awareness of distance and distribution. Every year, vast herds migrate across Alaska's interior, following routes shaped over thousands of years. These movements sustain entire ecosystems, redistributing nutrients and supporting predators and scavengers. Migration here is not spectacle, but survival, a continuous dialogue between instinct and terrain. In Alaska's bush towns, logistics define daily life. With limited road access, supplies arrive by air, river, or seasonal routes. Every delivery must be planned around weather and daylight. These systems are not conveniences, but lifelines, quietly sustaining communities spread across immense distances. Alaska's brown bears occupy some of the most resource-rich habitats in the north. Their movements reflect seasonal food availability rather than aggression or dominance. Observed from a distance, they represent balance, powerful, cautious, and deeply connected to their environment. High in Alaska's mountains, research stations monitor climate, weather, and atmospheric change. These facilities operate year-round in extreme conditions, gathering data critical to global understanding. Here, human presence is temporary, precise, and always secondary to the environment. Salmon migrations connect ocean, river, and forest into a single system. Their journey upstream delivers nutrients far inland, sustaining wildlife and ecosystems. This cycle repeats annually, anchoring both natural and human life across Alaska.